Hello and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Miriam Gennari.
I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Kuo.
And we have a great show today. We have our news stories, Adele and
It's Easy Being Green.
Our community bulletin board stories.
Absolutely. We've got Rich Masabni. He's going to share with us a little bit about Cloak and Dagger. And at the end, after we do our discussion with what's happening with seniors, I'll have an interview with Carla de la Palva, who is running for Arlington's treasurer.
Absolutely, Miriam. And then also, just a reminder, you can watch Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1, and also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Miriam.
Thanks, Daniel. And on to our first story. On Tuesday, June 17th, most of Arlington's county board voted no to a referendum on the streetcars. Jay Fazette, Mary Hines, and Walter Tejada all read statements at Tuesday's county board meeting, giving reasons why they oppose the referendum and why they support the $585 million project. To read more details on the county board's remarks, visit countyboard.arlingtonva.us. To read more about the streetcar project, visit sites.arlingtonva.us/streetcar. You can find all kinds of information.
Absolutely. Well, former Secretary of State and likely 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton signed books at the Pentagon City Costco store on Saturday. Some people were in line for more than 4 hours before getting their books signed. The signature was a simple cursive Hillary. Also dropping by on Saturday was Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who was shopping and stumbled upon the event. And you saw her, right?
No. I wish I'd brought my book to have her sign it.
Yeah.
Further, there's this is the second high-profile visit in Arlington this past week. Arlington Public Schools hosted a visit from Virginia Secretary of Education Ann Holton and State Superintendent Steve Staples on Wednesday, June 11th. This was their first tour of Northern Virginia's school system. Holton began her first term in January the 11th, and Staples began May 1st with the Virginia Board of Education. As a member, Leesburg member Andrew Coe, who began his term in February, also joined. The visit they went to Arlington Career Center, to Hoffman Boston, and to Wakefield High School.
Absolutely. Well, 5 Arlington Public School employees were named Connect with Kids CWK champions. Connect with Kids champions are individuals in Arlington who have gone above and beyond to reach out and establish strong, positive mentoring relationships with young people. Arlington Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families invites the community to nominate people, businesses, and nonprofits that value, support, and empower you to make healthy, positive choices. This year's champions are from Washington Lee, Robert Garcia, Dave Souls, and Lourdes Rubio. From Williamsburg, Will Smolinski. And from Claremont Immersion School, Javier Don Pepito Gil. Congratulations goes out to all of them. Big
Absolutely. Congratulations to them. And that's probably why we have more great news about Arlington Public Schools. More than 60 Arlington High School graduates were awarded almost $400,000 in college scholarships from the Arlington Community Foundation. The students were recognized at the ACF Annual Scholarship Awards Ceremony on June 9th. To see all the winners, visit www.apsva.us for a full listing of scholarships offered through the Arlington Community Foundation. Visit the Foundation's website at www.arlcf.org. Great. Good for those students.
Absolutely. Well, earlier this year, APS partnered with Fit Arlington to replace vending machines and provide healthier options for both students and staff. Fit Arlington is a county-wide initiative to promote a culture of wellness managed by the Department of Parks and Recreation. Founded in part by a grant from the Virginia Foundation for Healthy Youth, 150 new Fit Arlington Health vending machines are now dispensing an array of nutritional snacks and beverages at all 40 APS buildings throughout the school division. The new vending machines meet the USDA Smart Snacks in Schools food standards, and APS completed the installation of the machines well ahead of the original schedule to comply by the July 1st deadline. For more information, visit the link shown on your screen, and it's very important information.
That's
Absolutely.
Wonderful news. Way to go.
Absolutely. So
Way
now
to
we
go.
go on to Adele, and it's
easy being green, of course.
Adele, how are you?
Hey, great
Good to see you. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here. It is easy being green, monitoring our streams in Arlington County. Did you know that you can play a role in monitoring the health of our streams in Arlington? With a little training, thanks to Arlington County's macroinvertebrate stream monitoring program, you can become a stream monitor. Resident stream monitors visit a monitoring site 3 times a year in spring, summer, and fall with their stream team and collect important data on macroinvertebrate, aquatic bugs whose presence or absence are good indicators of stream health. After attending the introductory training, you will have the opportunity to join a stream team and wade into a local Arlington stream site with one of the teams to help collect and report back important environmental data to the county. The results of both the macroinvertebrate monitoring program and the bacteria monitoring program are part of the important environmental data that the county uses to monitor the long-term trends of our streams. The county is implementing stream restorations, green streets, and numerous things that homeowners can do to reduce runoff to improve and protect our streams. So once these are in place, the stream monitoring data will help our county determine success of these programs. How can you join in on the fun? On your screen, an RSVP is required to attend the July 2nd introductory training at 7 p.m. If you have more questions or wish to RSVP for the July 2nd introductory training, contact Jen McDonald at 703-228-3042 or email jmcdonald@arlingtonva.us. The meeting location will be provided after you RSVP. You do not need to be a resident of Arlington to participate. The Office of Sustainability and Environmental Management coordinates the Volunteer Stream Monitoring Program. So remember, it's easy being green as a stream monitor volunteer.
What a great way to get involved. Thank you for that, Adele.
Thank you so much, Adele.
Thanks.
All right, and now on to our community bulletin board. The Department of Parks and Recreation need a volunteer of middle and high school age kids participating in disaster drills. The disaster drill team leaders' duties include ensuring the team stays on track with their goals, observing the team's performance, and noting outstanding individuals and contributions. Light physical activity is required. Call 703-228-4730 for more details. Daniel?
Well, Bo and Macaulay Dance needs support at their synthetic theater performances. The group needs assistance at the box office with seating and concessions. The event will be in Crystal City. That's on June the 13th and the 14th, starting at 8 p.m. on both days. Volunteers will need to arrive early. Give them a call at 703-910-5175 for more information.
Thank you, Daniel. And now come join Bikes for the World for their Arlington Volunteer Night. They prepare bikes to be shipped overseas by taking off pedals and making bikes as small and compact as possible. Sometimes the volunteers are needed to load the containers, strip the parts off the bikes, and organize their warehouse. To help out, call 703-740-7856. Daniel?
Well, Capital Caring, Northern Virginia's homegrown not-for-profit hospice for more than 35 years needs volunteers, or rather a volunteer, on a part-time basis for their Ballston office. The person will be assisting the office manager. Duties include answering phones, directing callers to their correct staff member, calling outside agencies to seek information, filing, photocopying, and assorted other duties. To find out more information, call 351-2811.
I hope they find a great volunteer for that.
Absolutely, yes.
And now, the Virginia Cooperative Extension Service Arlington office needs participants to train and become Master Financial Education volunteers. Volunteers provide valuable services such as one-on-one financial counseling, financial management classes, and other financial education. Clients and students would range from seniors to young professionals, middle and high school age students. If you're interested, call 703-228-6417. Daniel?
Well, Miriam, want to see movies for free?
Oh, sure.
Well, Arlington Public Library's Columbia Pike branch needs someone to help screen films to the public as part of the library's mission to promote culture. That volunteer will help set up the equipment and attend the public screening to provide troubleshooting for minor problems. Films are shown on Tuesdays, that's from 2:30 to 5 p.m. Call 703-228-7688 to learn more information. And Miriam, now we go to our own Rich Masomni with his reviews. Hey Rich, how are you, man?
Thank you, fine. The Little Theater of Alexandria has Neil Simon's Plaza Suite, and that show is a riot. It's in 3 sections in 3 different time periods. It might be 1968, they do something in 1907 even. But it all wrapped around the Plaza Hotel in New York in a suite 719 where people had anniversaries or whatever. Now, the first one is these people are attending their 23rd anniversary, and the husband's very busy guy while he's there. And then this gorgeous creature, secretary, comes in, his secretary, and it becomes apparent that he's having an affair with the secretary. Very funny, though. And then the second one, there's a Hollywood producer who is back in town in Manhattan, and a former girlfriend of his, he called her up to say hello, and she drops by the hotel room at the Plaza, and she happens to be loaded because she was downstairs drinking at the bar. Very funny. And then the third segment is this bride-to-be is locking herself in the bathroom because she doesn't want to come out. Her father risked his life. He climbed out on the 7th floor of the hotel, tried to get into the bathroom, and it didn't work. And she wouldn't come out no matter what. And then the guy she's going to marry, some young guy comes up. He knocks on the bathroom door. Meanwhile, they've been spending 2 hours trying to get her out. He knocks on the door. He says, "Hey, Margaret, cool it." That was it. She came out. Anyway, the Little Theater, 703-683-0496, or just check them out, thelittletheater.com. I went to a wine thing. I like wines and whatever, and a wine tasting on June 11. Wines of Crete, an island off Greece. And I was amazed. They've been doing wines for 1,700 years. That's longer than I've been around. Anyway, they showed different kind of wines, whites and reds and everything else, and I was impressed. Very nice, very nice. And you can check them out yourself if you've never heard of Crete, winesofcrete.gr, that's for Greece. And anyway, it's wonderful. There's also, there's another website, the connectedtable.com. That's all connected with the wines of Greece. Now, a very funny thing. Did you talk about the Cloak and Dagger?
I plugged you.
Okay. I never laughed so darn much. At Signature Theater, it's a blast. The book and the story, the music and everything, the lyrics are written by Ed Dixon, who's one of the main actors in this show. And the other one is Christopher Block. And then there's a drop-dead gorgeous gal in a red dress and blonde hair, Erin Driscoll, who's a known actress around town. She gets involved a little bit with this detective, Doug Carpenter. Anyway, the guys, though, make you crazy. Ed Dixon and Christopher Block must come out in 10 different costumes, in women's costumes, in drag. Funniest thing I've seen in a long time. If you want to laugh, you don't want to miss Cloak and Dagger at the Signature Theater. Closes July 6th. For more information, call 571-527-1860 or check their website at signature-theater.org. I'm laughing to myself because I remember how these guys come out in an evening gown too much. Okay, the National Gallery of Art has a wonderful, wonderful exhibition. They combined two people, Edgar Degas, he lived to 1917, and then Mary Cassatt, she lived to 1926. But they were impressionists and very popular ones. They have inspiration from human form and landscapes. The National Gallery of Art's exhibition is now open through October 5. The Degas display of works is the third largest in the world and includes the greatest collection of Degas lifetime sculptures. Mary Cassatt's works are known for their depth, breadth, and quality, such as renowned oil works on canvas. One of them, the little girl in a blue armchair, is quite well known. Anyway, go, if you haven't been to the National Gallery of Art, get over there. 202-842-6353 for any information, or check the website, www.nga.gov. And then finally, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite restaurants. People ask, well, what restaurants do you like? I like a lot of them. But one of them, if you don't mind going over to Vienna, Cafe Renaissance. It's been there about 23 years, something like that. Yeah, and Saeed, he's the owner and the host of the place. And I mean, a couple of guys wouldn't want to just go in there and eat. It's really for a romantic thing. You know what I mean? Like you and me.
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
Miriam and you.
Okay. They got French food and Italian food, and it's wonderful. Their main chef is a guy named Ocean Joseph. Okay, goodbye. I have to go. All right, let me give you the phone number. Here, 703-938-3311. Check them out, caferenaissance.com. Bye-bye.
Wine, theater, and food. Thank you so much,
thank you,
Reg.
Rich.
All right, and now to some news for seniors. Seniors will tour the world headquarters of National Public Radio in the district Wednesday, June 25th. They will see the NPR newsroom, the studios, and learn about NPR's history. The trip costs only $8. The following day, the seniors are off to Rawlings Conservatory and the Botanical Gardens in Baltimore. That will cost $40, but it does include lunch. For more information on these trips scheduled by Arlington's 55-plus travel office, call 703-228-4748.
Seems like a great event, right?
Great deal, $40.
$40 and lunch. Well, Terrace Frederick, Senior Financial Advisor with Merrill Lynch, will meet with seniors on Thursday. That's June the 26th at 4 p.m. at the Langston Brown Senior Center. He will discuss distribution options and investment strategies for retirement planning. This is a free program. Call to register. That's at 703-228-6300.
Excellent. More news for seniors. Dr. Dan Kuhlerg, orthopedic surgeon and former chief of health promotion for the United States Air Force, will demonstrate how to weave low-density exercise into normal walking Thursday, June 26th at 1 p.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center. For more information or to register, it's free. Go to call 703-228-0955.
I like the free events, right?
Yeah.
Well, many senior experiences balance issues as they age. Well, balance exercises and core strengthening minimize chances of falling. Doctors of physical therapy from Professional Sports Care and Rehab will demonstrate techniques and exercises seniors can do at home. That's on Monday, June the 30th at 1 p.m. at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. For more information and to register for this free program, call 703-228-4403. And as always, Miriam, we want to thank Judy Masomny for helping us with this week's stories and for all the senior stories for this week.
Absolutely. And without further ado, I'll bring you our interview with Carla De La Palva. She is running to replace Frank O'Leary as treasurer of Arlington County.
Senior stories for this week.
Absolutely. And without Thank you, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari, and today my guest is Carla De La Palva. She is the Chief Deputy Treasurer of Arlington County, but in addition to working here in Arlington as the Deputy Treasurer, she now would like to be Arlington's new Treasurer. Welcome.
Thank you, Miriam.
Now, let's just start off by saying we still have a treasurer.
Absolutely,
Frank
we do.
O'Leary. How long has Frank been in his job?
Frank took office in January of 1984, 30 years ago.
And now you've been with Frank at the office here in Arlington for how long?
I've been Frank's chief deputy for 6 years now.
Okay. Now, let's give him credit. He's been there a while. He's accomplished a lot of good things. So you're not interested in coming in as the new treasurer and changing a lot of things, though you have some ideas. Why don't you boast a little bit about some of well, we know, AAA bond rating. Tell me some things.
Well, I think that if you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the treasurer's mission is to collect taxes. When Frank O'Leary took office, the tax delinquency rate, which is a little bit of a report card for the office, the tax delinquency rate back then was over 9%. It is now under 0.5%. It's actually at 40 basis points and going lower. That saves Arlingtonians about $60 million. If we had a tax delinquency rate of over 9%, we would have a shortfall of $60 million. That's the budget, roughly, of the entire police force.
Oh yeah, we definitely couldn't afford to lose any dollars at this stage of the game. Now, some of the techniques that you've used to reach out to your customers or the citizens of Arlington, tell us what you've done.
Well, there's two ways to reduce your delinquency rate. One is to have aggressive collections, and that we do, but there's also the aspect of preventing delinquency. And we have done that through technology, through reminders, through email reminders, and even phone call reminders to citizens. When you remind them to pay their taxes and they get them in on time, first, they don't have a 10% penalty, which is applied by law, and there's nothing we can do. So it saves Arlingtonian monies, but at the same time, it also frees up our collection staff to focus on true delinquency and not just those people that
forgot or put it somewhere in the mail. It's so nice. And how many, you do robocalls. How many robocalls did you do your last time?
We did about 3,000 robocalls, and I'm sure the calls went to some people that had already put their checks in the mail, but getting that extra phone call, I think, is worth it, especially for those people who have forgotten. And I have many people have come up to me and told me that I saved them $400, $500, $600 by having that robocall.
Well, now that's some of the customer service that you do. But in terms of collecting the taxes, and then what happens to the money after that? So you've collected the taxes, you do some investing.
Yes, we do. The Treasurer's Office is responsible for collecting the funds, safekeeping them, which also means investing them, and then dispersing them as the county dictates. So we do. We also do investments over the course of a year. We invest $1 billion because over the course of a year, that's how much money comes into Arlington County.
And just so that everyone understands that you're fully equipped to handle that, tell me a little bit about your professional background prior to coming to your role.
Well, I have when I started out with experience as a commercial banker. So that I got a lot of experience in finance. I then I actually went to business school. I have my MBA from Harvard, and after that I went into.
That's no big deal here in Arlington, by the way. I'm just kidding.
Then after that, I went into operations. I actually worked for the Price Company, which owned and operated Price Clubs. And that was a very good introduction to operations, which is, I think, probably 90% of the treasurer's office in terms of what's required
Okay, so on a day-to-day basis, you know, you're investing and you're collecting and you're providing customer service, but there's also a concern for those individuals who may be struggling paying for their taxes. So you have a program in place. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the Taxpayer Assistance Program, and through that program, they can get loans.
Absolutely. There are times in people's lives where they just don't have the money to pay their taxes. So we've arranged with a local community bank to lend money to people for their taxes. The important thing to note is that it is not contingent on a credit report. There's no credit check, no credit background. And that's because the treasurer actually guarantees the funds. Okay. So when a person comes in that doesn't have the money to pay their taxes, they're going to have to pay a 10% penalty anyway. So instead, they pay the 10% to the bank, and then there's no more interest charged, and they will have 6 to 10 months to repay that loan.
Okay, so that's very helpful. But also Arlington County through the Department of Health and Human Services, and I believe we have the county number on the screen. If somebody was in need of tax relief, that comes from a different office, and so they can call the Arlington County main number at 703-228-3000 for more information on that. Well, I want to congratulate you on your willingness to run for office and share with us a little bit about yourselves. Please join us again as we get closer to the election date, and we'll announce the news when Frank decides to retire.
That would be great.
Thanks for joining us, Carla. That's the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to you at the news desk. I don't know if you could tell, but I like Carla.
You can definitely tell.
All right, well, that's it for the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Miriam Gennari.
I'm Daniel Pineda.
Rich Masabny.
And make sure you catch the World Cup.
Go USA, because we believe, right?
We do believe.
We believe.
We do believe.
But thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
All right.